Morgan, take a look at shares of Boeing, the company pre-announcing its Q4 results, and these are ugly numbers any way you look at it. The company reporting a GAAP loss of $5.46 a share. Now, most analysts report their estimates as core EPS, not on a GAAP basis. But the GAAP estimate is for a loss of $1.36. The core loss estimate is a loss of $1.84. Any way you look at it, this is far worse than what the analysts were expecting. Revenue will come in $1 billion light of expectations at $15.2 billion. The company is taking in the fourth quarter charges totaling $2.8 billion, covering 6 different programs, both on the commercial side as well as defense and space. For the commercial airplanes, the charges total $1.1 billion. On the defense and space side, they total $1.7 billion. All of these, almost all of them, are tied into the machinist strike, which shut down much of the commercial production for the first month of the fourth quarter, and then limited production as they were slow to ramp up production through the remainder of the year. Bottom line is this: 2024 will go down as the 6th straight year for a net loss from Boeing. We don't know what the total is at this point. It was up at $8.8 billion, or just over $8 billion, I should say, through the first 3 quarters. We'll tack on over whatever the final total is here. But again, Boeing pre-announcing a massive loss for the fourth quarter. Company expecting a GAAP loss of $5.46 a share. Guys, back to you.
Phil, I feel like I'm having deja vu because you did this with us last earnings cycle as well. And every time it happens, the question is raised. Is this a kitchen sink quarter? Is this the bottom? Do things start to turn around now? It doesn't seem like that's the case. Do we have any sort of sense of what it's going to take to right this ship?
It's going to take slowly, methodically building back production on the commercial side. And depending on who you talk with within the airline industry, some, like Scott Kirby at United, told us yesterday, look, I think Boeing has turned the corner. Others who I've talked with have said, I'm not quite sure they've turned the corner, but they are making progress. We're going to talk with Kelly Ortberg, the Boeing CEO, next week when the company formally issues its Q4 earnings release. And at that time, we'll get a better sense of where he believes the company is. Are they in a better spot than they were at the end of the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter when they were coming out of the machinist strike? Yeah, probably they are. But incrementally, they're a long ways. They're a long ways from turning a profit. And this is a company that right now is sitting on, by the way, just over $23 billion in cash at the end of last year. So they've got the cash on hand for the foreseeable future. But this was, 2024, any way you look at it, just a horrific year financially for Boeing.